Cheers guys, thanks for joining me for another beer review. Hope you're all well. Right, I've reviewed a couple of sort of supermarket beers recently. Once I've done all them budget like the budget beer haul thing, I done that video. I banged out the Morrison's Export Lager, followed up by a Rivington beer, double IPA, and then that was followed up by a Pina Colada cider, which again was a supermarket beer. And I've just literally reviewed the Crown Lager from Sainsbury's. But in this one, we are heading back to one of the craft beers. And what we've got is only my second beer from this brewery. And I've reviewed the first beer that I got from them, I reviewed. And it's from Boxcar. And this one is their Triple Dark Mild. I reviewed the Double Mild, which was absolutely fantastic. And we're going to take a look at this one now. It's in a 440ml can, and this Triple Dark Mild is coming in at a whopping 9% ABV. Lovely artwork, lovely. Well, I say artwork. It's quite plain, really. I just like the gold label, works really well. Picked up from Trembling Madness, £5.60. Now, some of you out there might say it's rather expensive. Yeah, it's not a cheap beer, but I'll tell you what, if it's as good or better. Well, I'm hoping it's going to be better than the double. It's going to be worth every penny. The Double Dark Mild was £4.55, and I thought that was easily worth the money. Fantastic beer. This is £5.60, but I'm expecting it to be bloody good. So, mild, got to go in one of these old school dimple glasses. So let's get it all cracked open. Get it all cracked open? Let's get it cracked open, not all of it. Well, I've got to get it all cracked open. I know it's got to be cracked open to get it out. Let's get it in the glass and get bloody drinking. Now, I've not seen any reviews of this beer at all. I know my mate Dean's Beer Reviews has reviewed it, but I've not seen his yet. And like I say, I've not seen any. So I'm expecting it to be a fantastic beer. I really am. Really am. And a mild is a style I do like. I do like it. It's a nice dark beer. Done right, it has a lot of flavour. And it's a style I'd like to see come back a bit more. So, the beer is in a glass. Is that jet black? Do you know what? I think it's more of a really, really deep chestnut, but my God, I'm not seeing... Oh, nah, do you know what? I'm not seeing any light get through there, so I'm just going to call it black, although I'm not convinced it is. We got half a finger of cream. I don't know what colour head should we call it. It's off white. It's a very light tan head, but yeah, it looks like a typical mild. The head's not hanging around at 9%. That don't surprise me. So let's crack on, give her a sniff, see what we get. Oh yeah, it just smells like a really, really bloody good mild. Nutty. Chocolate. There's almost chocolate hazelnut for me in there. Bit of chocolate, bit of sort of hazelnut. Even, I don't know, call me weird, but even a little bit of chestnut. Doesn't smell boozy, it's got a slightly sweet edge. A tiny little bit of a hoppy sort of hedgerow thing going on, I would say. But it smells good. I'm not sure it smells as punchy as the double, but let's see what it tastes like. So, Boxcar's Triple Dark Mild, 9%. Cheers, everyone. Oh, oh, oh. Oh, oh. Ooh, yeah. Right. Body on this beer. It's a decent body. From what I can recall, I think maybe the double maybe had a slightly heavier body, but this has still got a really decent body, and I could be wrong on that one, but it's got a decent body. There's just a gentle fizz. A gentle fizz of carbonation across the palate when you drink it. It's really smooth and it's really soft. Drink's lovely. there is an inkling. Well, I say there is an inkling. You do get, I'm not going to say you get 9%, but you do get a bit of a, you get that little bit of alcohol in there. I would even maybe say there is a slight warming, but it's not an uncomfortable warming. It's not an overpowering alcohol taste in there. That is beautiful. That really is. There was me thinking about what I was going to say and just forgot what I was going to say and just carried on drinking and forgot exactly what I was drinking. All I know is nice. It's really nice. Malty. Big rich sort of malty to start off with. Behind that, you're getting that, you get dark fruits just behind that for me. Plum maybe. You get a little bit of that sort of hedgerow fruitiness as well. There's a bit of plum. I wouldn't like to say what else really. I'd be lying if I knew exactly what figs and dates sort of taste like, but I kind of get, for me that's, you know, it's got that impression, that sort of dark fruit sort of thing going on in there. There is a little bit of roastiness. There's a little bit of coffee. And it has got a slight sweetness to it. The 9%, like I say, I think you do pick a little bit of that up, but it's not overpowering. It's, excuse me, it's not a 9% that you think, oh. It's a little bit boozier. You know it is. But it's not an uncomfortable alcohol sort of taste or strength. That's a really banging beer, that really is. But yeah, I think the double was maybe a little bit sweeter. The alcohol wasn't in there. And from what I can remember off the top of my head, I would actually say, I actually think the doubles may be a little bit better. A little bit more palatable, a little bit more, probably just to my taste really. But this one is still an absolute banging beer. And I'll tell you what, all right, maybe not at 9%, but I'd certainly love to see the double on tap. I think if I suppose you could have this on tap, couldn't you? And go out and drink it, but I think you'd have to be drinking halves or maybe 2/3. The double would be a lot more the sort of beer that you could have a few more of, at sort of 6.3%. I think the double was. I think so. I think you could have a few more of them. Obviously, 9%. You've got to be a bit more careful. But that is another banging beer, and I'll tell you what, it's so good to see this old style coming back, really. I mean, you've certainly seen more breweries do sort of bitters and milds, and as I say, mild is a fantastic style. I do like it, and Boxcar have hit the nail on the head again. So they're my thoughts on this beer. If you've had it before, let me know what you think. Feel free to comment. If you're thinking of getting it and you like a mild, you've got to give it a go. Yes, it's expensive, but if you can splash out and treat yourself once, it's one you're going to sit down and just enjoy. It's not a chuck it down your neck sort of beer, although it is very drinkable. It's very drinkable, so I can't really, you know, knock it for that. But it's one of them you're going to sit down, enjoy, and yeah, and that's it. So waffling on. Thank you all for watching. Hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you again soon on another beer review. Cheers.